Dear students, welcome to the course Science of Consciousness in Ancient India, and this is lecture 24. Today we are going to begin the next system, that is Kashmir Shaiva Darshan. Those who have already studied HS 1317, they must be familiar with this understanding, but for the new ones it is like the last system which we have covered in HS 1310. Kashmir Shaiva Darshan is also a kind of monistic system, that is non-dual understanding. Non-dual means there is only one entity which can be considered as ultimate. For example, in Vedanta Darshan also we have one last ultimate entity, that is Brahman, Akhandam Satchidanandam Anantadvayam Brahma. In the same way, here also we are having one last entity that is considered as ultimate or highest possible consciousness. So, and the word which is used here is Shiva. That is why the system is popularly known as Shaiva Darshan. And why it is referred with the Kashmir Shaiva? Because this system was developed by the scholars who were residing in the valley of the Kashmir. So, it is popularly known as Kashmir Shaiva Darshan. And in this system itself, first of all, the popular word which is available is a trik. So, any kind of a structure which is possessing constituents like 3. So, group of 3 becomes known as trik in Sanskrit. So, this system is already having a lot of trikas, a lot of groups of 3 entities, that is why popularly known as a trik system. Threefold sciences of consciousness, the trik one. And this trik can be showing you any possibilities, and for better understanding I have listed 4 here in the diagram. So, if you can see this slide in the bigger structure in the full screen mode, first one, trik conjunctions. In the examinations, if you are going to be asked like write down or explain trik conjunctions or what is trik, explain with examples or few examples, give few examples. So, the trik which is understood in Kashmir Shaiva Darshan can be narrated in this way, the 4 diagrams you can see, first, then second, then third and then fourth. So, this first, third and the fourth, they are little bit similar. With what? With the concepts of energy. Energy in what sense? Energy which is available as an intelligible energy, as a kind of non-dual state, then dual come non-dual state, and then in the end the dual state. So, they are little bit similar, but the second diagram is with the reference of the text. Text means the text which are dealing with the concepts of that level of energy. So, you can see the first diagram is Shiva, Shakti and Nar. Shiva, Shakti, Nar means a state of non-dual existence between energy and the consciousness. What is the difference between energy and consciousness in your terms? In our vocabulary, because English has having a limited or limitations or restrictions of explanations. You cannot actually equate with this word like intelligible energy or consciousness with the Shiva structure, because the moment you can easily understand this concept with the example of seed. If you are seeing a seed, छोटा सा बीज आपने लिया, अभी आपको नहीं पता चलता कि the seed is having a full potency of creating or germinating or getting converted into a bigger tree. आपको नहीं पता चल रहा है. Once the seed is sown, it is germinating, then there is a first emergence of a small sapling from the seed. So, आपको अब पता चलने लगता है कि there is a functionality dominating inside. Now, it is germinating. So, who is actually responsible for that kind of evolution or manifestation? That functional energy. Now, you start understanding that there is a kind of intelligible energy who is actually knowing everything, what to create, which kind of a structure it is that energy is going to create, in which method it should be created, what is the procedure of creation, everything is already encoded within the seed. ये आपको धीरे धीरे पता चलने लगता है. So, the moment your functionality dominates, it becomes intelligible luminous energy. and the moment it is residing in a dormant state, it becomes a kind of dormant consciousness, nothing else. So, actually there is a limitation of the word consciousness also. Consciousness is having a subject and object relationship. So, technically हमें ये यूज़ नहीं करना चाहिए. शिव को कहीं इक्वेट नहीं कर सकते आप, ना कॉन्शियसनेस से ना एनर्जी से, ये टर्म ही सुटेबल नहीं है. So, Shiva is understood as that state where the whole of the energy is in the hibernation mode or dormant state, non-dual existence. There is no bifurcation between the functionality and the actual existence. It is there and it is residing as it is. That is a non-dual state of understanding Shiva structure. Once functionality is in appearance, then Shakti dominates. सो जिस शक्ति की आराधना पूरा बंगाल करता है, इतना बड़ा बड़ा बनाता है पूजा, उड़ीसा करता है शाक्त संप्रदाय, वो सब कहाँ से है? वो इस शक्ति तत्वों की आराधना कर रहे हैं. वो कोई आइडल नहीं है. शक्ति मतलब फंक्शनैलिटी, द पोटेंसी टू फंक्शन, योर एक्चुअल पावर टू फंक्शन इज शक्ति. उसकी आराधना करना मतलब आप फंक्शनल रहें. वाई इट इज़ हैपनिंग? बिकॉज पृथ्वी तत्व इज डोमिनेटिंग ऑफ तमस तत्व. Tamas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. I have explained you. Tamas is responsible for what? Creation of grossness in the structures, entities, and shutting down the intellect. So, Tamas dominate करता है पृथ्वी तत्व में. At the last is when you have not now gone through the Vedanta structure, so you can understand Shabd, Sparsh, Roop, Ras, Gandh, and I told you Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi. Prithvi is the only tattva which is having all the five potency to carry or hold on the five stimuli together. केवल पृथ्वी में ही इतना सामर्थ्य है कि पांचों स्टिमुलाइज को अपने अंदर रख सकती है. इसीलिए हमें लाइटनिंग करने के लिए अर्थिंग ज़रूरी है. लाइट के लिए सारी जगह हमें अर्थिंग ज़रूरी होती है क्योंकि पृथ्वी में ही वो क्षमता है केवल. सो लास्ट एलिमेंट पृथ्वी इज डोमिनेटेड ऑफ तमस, and that's why if you are going to understand that all the solidarity you are possessing right now, this solid structure, the body you are possessing, that is up with you because of the dominancy of tamas. The moment tamas disappears, आपका gross structure disappear कर जाएगा. Gross structure is available, that means solidarity is available to us just because of the tamas, grossness in the bodies. जितनी कोई चीज़ हल्की होगी, अब ये पेपर में तमस बहुत कम है, ये बहुत light in weight है, it can go upward. So, the upward movement is responsible because the bodies carry lightness in the weight, and that is the character of the sattva, and it can go upward because of the rajas. If tamas would be there, it would not be able to go upward. Tamas क्या करेगा? Grossness बढ़ा देगा, तो वो body settle down हो जाएगी. Solidarity or settling down is a character of tamas, and पृथ्वी is dominated of tamas. That's why ज़्यादातर लोग जो क्लास में जैसे अभी नहीं आए हैं उनको बहुत नींद आ रही है. tamas dominate कर रहा है. Shutting down the intellect, कुछ नहीं करना है. Physically they are feeling so tired, so heavy, they are not able to move, they are not able to perform. So, if you want to have functionality dominating, you have to worship Shakti. वो शक्ति इसलिए उड़ीसा बंगाल में dominantly worship की जाती है, ये वो functionality है. तमस को ओवरकम करने के लिए शक्ति की आराधना की जाती है, बैलेंसिंग, एंड दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ तंत्र सिस्टम. दैट्स व्हाई these two sister states are Shakt संप्रदाय. They are worshipping the Shakti as a kind of deity. And then third is Nar or Adu or Jeev. That means an encapsulated body, individualistic, that is very small. In the powers, in the energies, limited structures. That's why the third one is Jeev, Nar and Adu. There are three words, they would be discussed in detail: Nar, Jeev and Adu. First one is Adu. What is Adu? Adutvam, atomicity in general, Adutva. So, Adu is not a word coming from the west. Its atomicity means very smaller in packet. A smaller packet of energy becomes Adu, limited entity. Limitations of the powers or potential or the energy is Adu. And then Jeev, means it is having some kind of functionality. Some kind of functionality is still visible. For example, your electron is having mobility. तो वो जो मोबिलिटी उसकी विजिबल हो रही है उसकी वजह से उस वहाँ कॉन्शियसनेस है ये आइडेंटिफाई हो सकता है या हुआ है. That means there is some kind of functionality present or it is in appearance. So Adu becomes a Jeev, and once Jeev is having the potential to think about something or contemplate about something, it becomes Nar. So they are the three upgraded states. Adutva is the last stage where atomicity dominates, means limitation of the energy is at its peak. So limited substance is being created. If that limited substance is showing some kind of functionality, it becomes a Jeev. And if that functionality, if that kind of Jeev is able to show the intellectual potential, that becomes Nar. Clear? So this is the first triangle. With reference of the first only, we can explain third and fourth. In the third, you can see para state of energy. That means if you are directly touching the Shakti aspect of this first diagram, how that Shakti can also be understood into three stages of non-dual, then dual come non-dual, then dual state. That is the third diagram. Even that Shakti is available as a particular constituent in this structure of Kashmir Shaiva Darshan or Tantra Shastra or Agam Shastra. Then also the Shakti can also be classified or understood as para, apara and parapara, and accordingly we have the Shastras also. Para vidya, para knowledge. Apara vidya, apara knowledge. So in the beginning of the course I told you, when we discussed the Indian knowledge systems in detail, then I told you that Upanishads are saying that dve vidye veditavve para chaiva paracha, means we should be knowing two types of knowledges, one is para and other is apara, and para knowledge is empirical in nature, it is experience based, and apara knowledge is all the Shastras. So you can see para and apara बिल्कुल उसी रेफरेंस में. नॉन डुअल स्टेट ऑफ एनर्जी इज para stage, where the whole of the corpus of knowledge is non differentiated. That means pramiti is nirvikalp. जो कुछ आपने सीखा उसमें अभी कोई ऑप्शनल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स नहीं है. आपने सुना, वो कहीं जा कर के स्टोर हो गया आपके अंदर. अब वो कहाँ कैसा है, किस फॉर्म में, आपको पता नहीं. Until and unless you start recollecting the same knowledge, it would be there as it is without any optional characters. That means it would be there in a state of nirvikalp, and that non-differentiated nirvikalp state is the para. And to access that para knowledge, we need to have experience of that kind of entity. For example, if you have not experienced the state of Brahman, you cannot declare yourself as a Brahman, aham brahmasmi. If you have not realized the state of Shiva, you cannot identify who is the Shiva, and that's why you cannot say like Shivo aham. And in that state is para state, non-dual state of energy or intelligible energy. Second state is apara state, where differentiation starts appearing. That means para come dual come non-dual state. So here we can actually link ourselves with the external entities, and that becomes the dual come non-dual state. That is the non-dual state. Apara is non-dual. Apara becomes a dual state. Para is non-dual state, and para apara is non-dual come dual state. So here we find all the Shastras, all kinds of Shastras which are available as apara vidya, and this third one is in between. Sometimes you can relate yourself with the other things, and sometimes you can just submerge your consciousness within. That means sometimes subjectification happens, sometimes objectification happens. So this is the stage in between, that is non-dual come dual. So this diagram, this third diagram is depicting the state of energy with the reference of the first one. In the same way, the fourth diagram is showing you the states of differentiation. In non-dual state there is no differentiation between signifier and signified. मतलब अगर तब अभेद की या शिव की दशा में या परा स्टेट की एक्सपीरियंस में आप होंगे, तो आप ये डिक्लेयर नहीं कर पाएंगे कि ये पेन मुझसे कुछ अलग है. it becomes part of my own consciousness. So, subjectification would dominate. Everything is just the extension of my own consciousness. This is the stage of non-difference. डिफ्रेंसिएशन नहीं डोमिनेट करेगा. सो सिग्निफायर सिग्निफाइड जैसी कोई एंटाइटी ही नहीं रहेगी, सब सुपरपोज हो चुके होंगे. देयर विल बी वन एंटाइटी दैट इज द अल्टीमेट स्टेट ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस. एंड द सेकेंड स्टेज अपरा बिकम्स भेद स्टेज, जहाँ हर चीज़ अलग अलग है. इनका that person is having different color, different eye color, hair color, shirt, etc., etc. So many different options are available, so many different characters are available, and they all are differing from one individual to another individual. So this is the bhed stage. All kind of differences dominate, and the last stage is bhed and abhed, means there are some differences also, and still with among the differences also there is similarity. Among all the differences also there is similarity, that they all can feel the pain same, they all can feel the happiness same, they all can be experiencing the same kind of dreams. This is the possibility of extension of the consciousness in all. So this is the bhed and abhed together. Though everyone is possessing different sets, different kind of gross structures, different kind of packets as gross encapsulations, but still they can feel the base stimuli similar in all. That is bheda abhed. So these three diagrams are depicting the states of knowledge, the state of energy, and state of experience. So this is the basic state of existence, this is the basic state of energy, ठीक है, and this is the basic state of experience. तीन चीज़ें हो गई, ये existence है, ये energy की state है, ये experience की state है. इस level पे ये, इस एग्जिस्टेंस के लेवल पे ये एनर्जी का लेवल होगा, और उसके अकॉर्डिंग ही आपको एक्सपीरियंसेस होंगे. एंड दैट्स वाई दीज थ्री ट्रायंगल्स आर रिलेटेड टू ईच अदर. नाउ कम्स द सेकेंड ट्रायंगल, सेकेंड सेट. सेकेंड सेट इज डिपिक्टिंग द टेक्स्ट्स which are dealing with these concepts of existence, then intelligible energies, states of intelligible energies, and then experiences, corresponding experiences. So the Siddha Shastra is dealing with the non-dual existence, that is Shiva state. इसीलिए सिद्ध किसको कहते हैं? सिद्ध उसे कहेंगे जिसने ये बात रियलाइज कर ली है, अहम ब्रह्मास्मि और शिवो अहम. दैट पर्सन इज सिद्ध. और वो सिद्ध व्यक्ति मार्केटिंग करने नहीं आएगा, नहीं आएगा. स्टार्टिंग से मैं इसीलिए जोर दे रही हूँ क्योंकि मैं देख रही हूँ कि बच्चे सब कुछ पढ़ लेने के बाद भी बाद में वहाँ पहुँचते हैं जहाँ रियलाइजेशन नहीं कर पाते. आपको होता नहीं है, बट आप अगेन बिकॉज ऑफ द लिंक्ड मेमोरी चिप, अभी आपकी प्रारब्ध और वर्तमान के जो कर्म है, कर्म का जो वासना है, उसके जो मेमोरीज है, वो इम्प्रेशंस, दैट मीन्स द साइकिल ऑफ इम्प्रेशन एंड फ्लक्चुएशंस इज स्टिल गोइंग ऑन. सो यू आर नॉट एबल टू टेक एन एग्जिट फ्रॉम दैट साइकिल, एंड स्टिल यू ट्राई टू डिक्लेयर और टू प्रीच द नॉलेज टू एवरीवन, एंड यू मेक द फॉलोवर्स, एंड देन यू स्टार्ट मार्केटिंग. तो आप अभी उसी चक्र में हैं, आप सिद्ध नहीं हुए हैं. ये जो मिसकॉन्सेप्शन है कि थोड़ा सा आपने कुछ जान लिया तो आप सिद्ध हो गए, ऐसा नहीं है. इट्स अ वेरी लॉन्ग प्रोसेस. Unless and until all kinds of cycles of the previous births, all kind of accumulated remnants of your actions are going to be perished or destroyed, you cannot take an exit from the cycle of life and death, and you cannot realize the state of Brahman or the Shiva. And that's why once you are becoming able to that to attain that state, you become siddh, and in that case you won't need to make the so many followers, or you don't need any kind of marketing. आप आएंगे ही नहीं, आपकी प्रवृत्ति ही नहीं होगी उस कार्य में, ज़रूरत पड़ने की बात नहीं है, वो नीड नहीं होगी. यू वोंट बी एबल टू डू दैट, ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी. जस्ट कंसीडर कि आपके पास सब कुछ है, अगर आपके पास इतनी पावर्स है, दैट बिकम्स लिमिटलेसनेस. यू आर योर सेल्फ बिकमिंग लिमिटलेसनेस, देन हाउ यू वुड परफॉर्म टू बिकम लिमिटेड, or you can say why you would be desiring to become limited, unless and until you want to make yourself entertained in the form of taking again limited forms. That would be the stage. So again, once you are again becoming limited, again that means you are again in the world itself, ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने मोक्ष पा लिया है या संसार से निकल गए हैं. So Siddha state is a state of experiencing of the non-dual state where differences dissolve, and that is dealt in the Siddha Shastra. That is a part of Agam Shastra. Corpus of the Agam Shastra known as Siddha Shastra is the first one. Second was is Namak. ये नमक जो है salt नहीं है, इसको नामक बोलते हैं, ये नामक है. So नामक, Siddha and Malini. Namak Shastra deals with the Apara stage where differentiation is being explained a lot. Different kind of Shastras are there. Why they are preaching the worshipping of Shakti Tattva. Why, what is the cause and what is the target. All these concepts are in detail explained in the Namak Shastra. And then last is Malini. Malini is that which is dealing with the Bhed and Abhed. So, in this term Malini is very important. Malini and Matrika. जब आप लोगों को पिछली क्लास में मैंने मंत्र की साइंस पढ़ाई थी, तो मंत्र इज व्हाट, मनन करना, कॉन्टेम्पलेटिंग ऑन द सेम फोनेमिक एनर्जी और फोनेमिक स्ट्रिंग. मात्रिका इज द बेस फोनीम एंड मालिनी इज द गार्लैंड ऑफ द फोनीम्स. सो जब आप लोग माला जपते हैं, किसी को देखा है जो एल्डर पीपल आर जस्ट काउंटिंग द बीट्स. सो क्या है वो माला जपना? आप एक गार्लैंड में बीट्स पर कॉन्सेंट्रेट कर रहे हैं. और वो क्या है गार्लैंड? इफ द यू कंसिडर दैट गार्लैंड एज अ गार्लैंड ऑफ फोनीम्स. सो इफ द फोनीम्स आर अरेंज्ड इन सच अ वे दैट दे बिकम अ गार्लैंड, दे बिकम मालिनी. सो by doing that kind of recitation or concentration through the counting on the beats, you are actually trying to concentrate, ध्यान की अवस्था में जाने का प्रयास करते हैं. तो मालिनी क्या है? आपको सब्जेक्ट से ऑब्जेक्ट में कन्वर्ट करती है. पहले अपने आप को अपने ऑब्जेक्ट में डाला, माला में डाला, ठीक है, दिस इज ऑब्जेक्टिफिकेशन. देन थ्रू दैट काउंटिंग यू आर इन्वॉल्यूटिंग योर सेल्फ. That means again subjectification. So this is the stage of slowly moving towards the state of ध्यान. ये आप मालिनी है. So यहाँ पे दोनों चीज़ें dominate कर रही हैं. Non-dual come dual means your subjectification is also dominating, your objectification is also dominating. This is the third stage which is dealt in the Malini Shastra. So Malini is itself known as a Shastra, a special Shastra. So Siddha Shastra, Namak Shastra and Malini Shastra. So these are the few of the trik conjunctions. Trik conjunctions, after trik conjunctions we can have total number of agamas. So total number of agamas, for understanding this concept, just like I told you this Shastra, Siddha, Namak and Malini, these are the three related with the three stages, like non-dual, then dual, then non-dual come dual. If you focus on the same structure, right now whatever number we are having, that is 92 agamas, total 92 agamas are there, and apply the same structure to this classification. First is the non-dual. Don't use this monistic words. I will correct the slides. It's, you can use the non-dual. Non-dual Shastra is known as Bhairava Shastra. So it is 64 in number. Non-dual Shastras which are dealing with the Siddha state, that means you are having the existence of the Shiva, dealing with the para knowledge, para level of intelligible energy, and kind of abhed experience is dealt in Bhairava Shastra. So wherever you are going and seeing the word written as Bhairav, that is depicting the non-dual state, and that is available as 64 agamas. That concept is coming from the 64 Agam Shastra, 64 agamas among the 92 in total. Then second one, that is para apara, so non-dual come dual. This is Rudra Shastra. So Rudra Shastra is in non-dual come dual, 18 in number. And the last is apara, which is Shaiva Shastra, directly which is understood as Shaiva Shastra, that is dual, it is 10 in number. So now put the number in this triangle, सिद्ध सिद्ध शास्त्र, दैट मीन्स जहाँ पर आपको क्या स्टेट एक्सपीरियंस करनी है, अभेद स्टेज. सो सिद्ध शास्त्र इज डीलिंग विद द नॉन डुअल कॉन्सेप्ट्स, एंड दैट non-dual concepts we have a special word for identifying those kind of shastras, and they are understood as Bhairava Shastra. 64 in number, 64 in number. And then Rudra Shastra, dual cum non-dual. रुद्र शास्त्र, यहाँ है रुद्र शास्त्र, कितने हैं 18. एंड देन लास्ट इज डुअल शास्त्र, दैट इज शैव शास्त्र. सो दिस इज द ट्रायंगल 64, 10 एंड 18. समझ आ रहा है? जो ये भेदा अभेद है दैट इज रुद्र शास्त्र. सो अब इसी कॉन्सेप्ट को अप्लाई करना है किसमें? इन द डांस ऑफ नटराज. नटराज देखा है? In the dance of Nataraj. So Nataraj is what? A dancing pose of Shiva. ठीक है? Once any artist starts performing any kind of dance, and if you take the dance form as a tandav, so tandav is performed by Shiva and Shakti. So first is once you are starting the beginning of the dance, it is Shiva. A Shiva is going to start the dance. So once in the first lecture you need to just recollect that structure of Indian knowledge systems, and there was a specific map of India where language survey was done by Rajashekhar in his Kavya Mimamsa. याद आया? And then I told you there is a concept of Riti. What is Riti? Styles of dialogue is Riti. In Riti we were having 4 types of Riti. कौन सी थी? Vaidarbhi, Gaudi, Lati and Panchali. So that same in the same text itself, the process of describing the styles of dialogue, along with that there is a description which is related with the vritti. 3 शब्द हैं राजशेखर की काव्य मीमांसा में, रीति, वृत्ति and प्रवृत्ति. So just like Riti denotes the styles of dialogue, so Vritti denotes the forms of the dances. ठीक है? Expressions. So in the Natya Shastra there is a story, proper story, that at the first time when the Natya was performed, Natya means a live drama. ठीक है? तो जब पहली बार जब लोग सारे देवी देवताओं ने मिल करके नाट्य को परफॉर्म किया, तो किसके सामने परफॉर्म किया? शिव के समक्ष परफॉर्म किया. उनका पूरा नाटक देखने के बाद शिव ने कहा हाँ ठीक है, अच्छा है, ओके है, बट कुछ मिसिंग है. What he incorporated? Dance. So the form of dancing was incorporated in the Natya just because of Shiva, and that is Kaishiki Vritti. And according to that, once you start the dance, the moment you are going to start, any artist is going to start a dance at the stage. The first stage, at the first point you are Shiva. So शिव ने जब बात कही कि आपके नाट्य में सब कुछ तो ठीक है पर आनंद नहीं आ रहा, it's not up to the mark, ठीक है, मज़ा नहीं आया. So पूछा गया कि क्या करना चाहिए? You should incorporate some kind of dances, some kind of aesthetic sense. ब्यूटिफिकेशन करिए कुछ इसका, तब इसमें एक प्रेक्षक को आनंद यानी कि रस का अनुभव होगा. सो एवरीवन आस्क, आप मुझे बता दीजिए, यू प्लीज टेल अस हाउ विच काइंड ऑफ डांसेस यू आर एक्चुअली टेलिंग टू बी इनकॉर्पोरेटेड. सो शिवा स्टार्टेड showing them which kind of dance you should incorporate, and that stage, the moment any artist is going to start or begin the dance, that person is Shiva. ठीक है? अब वो bifurcation शुरू होता है, that you are an individual, you consider yourself as an individual. In individual, 2 parts are there, one is a Shiva, one is a Shakti. So the moment you are going to begin the dance, that is Shiva. Shiva Shastra, Shaiva Shastra, 10 in number. Everything is in difference only. सब कुछ different है अभी. Different का मतलब क्या? You are sitting in the audience. you are going to see what is going to happen at the stage. So you are engaged in some kind of work, different type of stresses are there. आप अभी सोच रहे हैं कि मेरे घर में क्या चल रहा था, मेरे यहाँ ये काम लगा हुआ है, मुझे वहाँ जाना है. You are engaged in your only daily routine, daily thoughts, daily works. And the person who is standing on the stage is going to begin the dance. तो अभी आप और वो dancer related नहीं है, synchronized नहीं है, ठीक है. That means difference is dominating. There is someone standing on the stage going to begin the dance, and there are some audience sitting and trying to see what the person is going to perform. There is no relationship, there is no synchronization. आप उससे जुड़े हुए नहीं हैं. मुझे क्या करना है, ये डांस करने जा रहा है, गिर जाएगा तो कोई बात नहीं, आपको अभी कोई दिक्कत नहीं हो रही है. You cannot feel the actual feelings or emotions present inside of a dancer when the person is going to begin the dance. अभी आपका कोई link उससे establish नहीं हुआ है. The moment you are, so this first stage is Shiva stage, dual stage. The moment the dance is going to begin, start हो गया, that Shiva is getting converted into Rudra, turning into the, switching all the powers inside, taking it to its peak. That is the level of dual come non-dual. From the duality, the dancer is, or the artist is taking you towards non-duality. So after some time, all the audience would be linked with the dancer. आप उसके साथ अपने आप को जोड़ लेंगे, वो जो परफॉर्म कर रहा है. एंड सम टाइम, आफ्टर सम टाइम क्या होगा, अचानक से देयर वुड बी अ फ्लैश लाइक, ओ वाओ सो ब्यूटीफुल, यू वुड एक्सक्लेम लाइक दैट, कितना अच्छी तरीके से किया. दैट मीन्स योर इमोशंस, योर फीलिंग्स आर नाउ सिंक्रोनाइज्ड विद द आर्टिस्ट, and that is the dual come non-dual. The artist did one's job, मतलब उसने duality से आपको non-duality में transform कर दिया, उसने आपको अपने साथ जोड़ लिया. This is the transition from dual state towards the non-dual state. Immediately you are synchronized with the identity of the dancer on the stage. There would be then after that Rudra stage. So you have Rudra Shastra, 18 in number, Rudra Shastra. After that Rudra stage, there would be a peak, that is Bhairava Shastra. Complete non-dualness would be dominating in whole of the auditorium or the Prekshagraha. There would be only one thing, that is the dance. कुछ नहीं रह जाएगा. At the end of the program, everyone would come out with the same expressions. ओ कितना अच्छा था, तो कुछ देर के लिए मैं सब भूल गया था. I completely forgot who am I, where am I sitting, what are my tasks, what is my job, what is my daily routine. मैं सब भूल चुका हूँ. And I am so relaxed, so happy. कभी कभी ऐसा फीलिंग आता है आपको किसी मूवी देखने में भी, कि आप इतना अच्छा तरीके से अपने आप को उसके साथ लिंक कर लेते हैं, that you forgot your individuality. That is the peak, Bhairava state. So Rudra state is when the energy present inside of a dual identity reaches its peak, that is Rudra. So normally we understand or relate the Rudra term with the angry Shiva. जब आप अपने peak पर पहुँचते हैं, normally we touch that state when we are very angry. अपने आप ही एक एनर्जी का पीक कैरी हो जाता है. सो रुद्र स्टेज, एंड वंस यू आर ट्रांजिशनिंग फ्रॉम द रुद्र टू द नॉन डुअल स्टेट, दैट बिकम्स भैरव. So Bhairava Shastras are 64 in number. So from here only, from the Agam Shastra only, in the Natya, the Kashiki or the dance forms were included. After once Shiva finished the story, he showed how the dance should be incorporated in the Natya, and then it becomes a beautified version of it is aesthetically pleasing to the audience. It joins or it synchronizes the audience and the dancers. There would be a state of non-dual existence. They all will resonate in a single wavelength with a single frequency, and that is the peak of the task of the Shastra, that is Bhairava state. So शिवो अहम का realization तब आएगा कि जब आप भैरव stage को touch करते हैं. ठीक है. So this trika is very important and it is dominantly present in the Agam Shastra. according to this structure of agamas, we can classify the branches of the literature of Kashmir Shaiva Darshan, because Kashmir Shaiva Darshan is coming from the Agama Shastra only. So I told you Kashmir Shaiva, because they are considering Shiva as the ultimate non-dual existence, so the name is Shaiva Darshan. And because this system was flourished in the valley of Kashmir through the scholars who were resident of the valley of the Kashmir, that's why it is Kashmir Shaiva, and they are taking the concepts from the Agam Shastra itself. Just like Vedanta scholars told you, Vedanto Nam Kim? Vedanto Nam Upanishad Pramadam. We are taking the Upanishads as the evidences for presenting our ideas as a Vedanta Darshan. So similarly, scholars of the Kashmir Shaiva Darshan are saying like, we are taking the Agam Shastra for our reference. So we are Agam Shastra is becoming the reference material for our consideration or the concepts. So now you see they have established 4 branches of Kashmir Shaiva Darshan. First branch is Pratyabhigya, recognition. How to recognize yourself. Once you are able to transform yourself from this Shiva state, passing through the Rudra state to the Bhairava state, then you are able to recognize yourself. That is Pratyabhigya. So you split the word Pratyabhijya, Pratyabhijya. This word is having Prati first prefix, Abhi second prefix, then Ja as the root. So this is prefix and this is the root. In Sanskrit, Ja root means to know something, just like vid jane. Vid matlab जो भी जानते हैं उसका मतलब है विद. So vid jane arthe means whatever we know, that is Ved only. So from Ved root we create the word Ved. Viditam asti, ये मुझे पता चल चुका है. इन द सेम वे ज्ञायते, ये मुझे पता चल चुका है, तो मया ज्ञायते. तो ज्ञा रूट इज ऑल्सो डिनोटिंग द सेम कॉन्सेप्ट, टू नो समथिंग. नाउ ज्ञा इज प्रीफिक्स्ड विद अभी. जस्ट टेल एनी वर्ड जहाँ पे अभी का इस्तेमाल करके हम कोई शब्द बना देते हैं. जैसे अभिमान. क्या मतलब हुआ? मान क्या है? मान मतलब रेस्पेक्ट. अभिमान क्या है? तो अतिमान क्यों नहीं कर दिया? अभी का मतलब क्या होता है जब अभिमान कह दे? मैं एग्जाम्पल देती हूँ, ठीक है. सपोज अभी एक स्टूडेंट आए हमारे क्लास में और वो आकर कहे कि अरे मैं अभी आया हूँ, मुझे अटेंडेंस दीजिए. ठीक है. सो एवरी वन वुड से लाइक ही इज सो एरोगेंट. पहले तो गलत किया, उसके बाद जो है झगड़ा कर रहा है. आप इमीडिएटली यही कहेंगे. एक्स्ट्रा ओवर प्राइड. सो मान इज स्टैंडिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू इन एक्सेस बिकम्स अभिमान, एरोगेंसी. अभी का यूज हम तब करते हैं जब हमें बताना होता है इन फ्रंट ऑफ. ठीक है. कोई चीज सामने खड़ी हो. पुरतः उपस्थितः, पुरतः मतलब सामने, उपस्थितः मतलब उपस्थित होना. तो जब आपके सामने कोई चीज़ खड़ी होती है तो उसके लिए हम प्रीफिक्स यूज़ करते हैं अभी. ठीक है. अब वर्ड बनाओ अभिज्ञा. अभिज्ञा, ज्ञा मतलब टू नो, अभी मतलब इन फ्रंट. अब नाउ यू एज्यूम द प्रोसेस. देयर इज अ मिरर, यू आर स्टैंडिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ अ मिरर. ठीक है. यू आर स्टैंडिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ अ मिरर. So what you are seeing? Yourself. So आपके सामने कौन खड़ा है? आप ही खड़े हैं. ठीक है. In front of you somebody is standing. Then you are knowing this is me. ठीक है. अभिज्ञा. You are knowing something when it is in front of you. अभी आप लोग अपने को मिरर में नहीं देख पा रहे हैं तो आपको नहीं पता है कि ये मैं हूँ. Suppose there is a mirror in front of you, you would say अच्छा मैं ही तो दिख रहा हूँ. You would say this is me, my image, right? So you know something when it is in front of you. This is the meaning of अभिज्ञा. ठीक है. प्रति, फिर जोड़ दीजिए एक और प्रीफिक्स, प्रति. प्रति क्या है? एनी वर्ड जहाँ प्रति का प्रीफिक्स यूज करते हैं. प्रति, प्रतीक्षा में तो बड़ी ई लगती है. प्रति छोटा, छोटी इकार, स्मॉल। प्रतिज्ञा, तो क्या है प्रतिज्ञा? प्रतिज्ञा मतलब वचन लेना, प्रॉमिस। डिटर्मिनेशन, प्रतिज्ञा। तो ज्ञा रूप लगा करके आपने प्रति से बना दिया डिटर्मिनेशन। ज्ञा मीन्स टू नो, प्रति मीन्स व्हाट, व्हाट टू नो। डिटर्मिनेशन कैसे हो गया वो? अच्छा, उपकार, बेटर वर्ड बता रही हूं, उपकार। प्रति लगा देंगे क्या होगा? प्रति उपकार, प्रत्युपकार, ठीक है। हाँ, तो क्या मतलब आया? रिटर्न, रिटर्न। यू गेव अगेन। उपकार मतलब आपने किसी को कुछ दे करके कुछ उपकार किया, ठीक है, उपकृतम। प्रत्युपकार मतलब you returned it. So again doing something becomes denoted with the prati prefix. That means repetition of some process is denoted by prati prefix. So अब मीनिंग निकालते हैं। अभी का मतलब हो गया in front of, ठीक है। ज्ञा का मतलब to know, and again or repetition. You are able to know, ठीक है, know something when it is in front of you, when again. So you are able to recognize something when it is in front of you again. For example, you have a very good friend in your childhood in 5th class. Right now he is not present in front of you. Suddenly he comes inside and you see. So suddenly the same person again comes in front of you, you immediately say, oh I recognized you, ये तो तुम ही हो। We were in 5th standard and so you are changed little bit but I am able to recognize you. Recognition. Recognition कब होता है? जब कोई चीज़ दोबारा आपके सामने आती है, ठीक है। अब यहाँ क्या करना है हमको? We have to recognize ourselves. That means your own form of non-dual state of existence comes in front of you. Then you recognize, oh मैं ही तो शिव था. That is the state of शिवो अहम, जो वहाँ अहम ब्रह्मास्मि में स्टैब्लिश किया गया था। इन द वेदांत दर्शन द एक्सक्लेमेशन ऑफ द स्टूडेंट वॉज अहम ब्रह्मास्मि एंड द टीचर वॉज सेइंग तत्त्वमसि, यू आर दैट कॉन्शियसनेस, यू हैव टू रियलाइज दैट। एंड द स्टूडेंट वॉज एबल टू एक्सक्लेम आफ्टर द एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ द ब्रह्मन दैट अहम ब्रह्मास्मि। द सेम स्टेट इज हियर डिपिक्टेड एज अहम शिवो अहम। वंस the person is able to see the one's own non-dual existence in the form of Shiva in front of oneself again. That is pratyabhigya, recognition system. First one, pratyabhigya. Second stage, second system is kul, the kul system. Kul means totality. Totality of what? Totality of 36 tattvas, which we are going to discuss in the next slide. Totality of the 36 tattvas is depicted in the Kul system. Then the Kram system, sequence. There is a sequence of prior and next, prior and next, and that is why counting is in existence. 0 to 9, I told you 0 से 9 बस इतने ही नंबर है हमारे पास. We are starting from 0 to 9, that is 9. बस उतने ही अंक है, 10 नहीं है. 10 तो कंजॉइंट है 1 और 0 का, 1 और 0 का. उड़िया में 0 को क्या बोलते हैं? 0 उड़िया में. और पंजाबी में एनीवन हु इज गोइंग टू पंजाबी? नहीं पता? अगली बार से जाइएगा, चंडीगढ़ में ट्रैवल करिएगा, स्टेशन पे सुनिएगा क्या बोलती है वो, ठीक है. और इसी तरह से 0 के जितने भारतीय भाषाओं में जितने शब्द हैं, पर जितने वेरिएशंस हैं, जस्ट नोट इट डाउन. कहीं से भी मिले आप उसको एक लिस्ट बनाइए, फिर मुझे दिखाइए. 0 to 9 दैट इज 9, बस इतने ही अंक हैं. एंड दिस अंक इज prior next. Just because of this prior and next, there is a sequence. So we can actually conceptualize time just because of this Kram Shakti. If there would be no prior and next, there would be no time. नो डिमार्केशन ऑफ टाइम, कोई पास्ट प्रेजेंट फ्यूचर एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करेगा. एट द सेम सिंगल मोमेंट वी आर इन द पास्ट ऑल्सो एंड एट द सेम सिंगल मोमेंट वी आर इन द फ्यूचर ऑल्सो, बिकॉज राइट नाउ, सपोज राइट नाउ वॉट एवर आई एम आस्किंग यू, आई एम continuously recollecting, making you to recollect whatever I have taught in the previous lectures, and at the same time I am teaching you right now in the current moment, and at the same time I am giving you the glimpse of the future, like in the examination after 10 days you would be getting this question. So you are currently also in all the three segments of time, past, present and future. Consciousness does not have any segmentations. There is no segmentation. That's why it's akhandam satchidanandam, impartite hai. You cannot create the demarcations of segmentations in the continuous stream of the consciousness. तो आप इसी वक्त तीनों जोन्स में एग्जिस्ट कर रहे हैं, पास्ट में भी, प्रेजेंट में भी और फ्यूचर में भी. दैट इज़ योर कॉन्शियसनेस. आपको पता नहीं, आपकी फिजिकल बॉडी का रेजिस्टेंस है इस इस करंट कोऑर्डिनेट्स और टाइम स्पेस के लिए. कॉन्शियसनेस के लिए ऐसा कोई रेस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है. सो योर कॉन्शियसनेस इज स्टिल हैविंग it is residing in the past also, it is available in the present also, it is available in the future also. That is a continuous stream of consciousness, no segmentation. Because of this kram 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, that means because of this prior and next, there is a kram or sequence, and because of the sequence only time comes into existence, or you can say it appears to us that time is in existence. हम ही काल को शक्ति दे देते हैं, हम ही काल क्रिएट कर देते हैं, अदरवाइज काल का एग्जिस्टेंस इटर्नल है ही नहीं. इट्स जस्ट अ मेंटल कॉन्स्ट्रक्ट. वी हैव क्रिएटेड इट, वी हैव क्रिएटेड इट. That's why standard time and standard directions are nothing but the creations. As per that created time, the created space changes. In the same way, the last is the spand, the vibration principle, spandan, pulsation, that is the heartbeat. Your heartbeat is the best example for the spand, vibration. So these are the four systems which are presented by the scholars of Kashmir Shavdarshan to explain the grand literature of this system based on the same reference text, that is Agam Shastra. Just like Vedanta Darshan is based on the Nigam Shastra, that is Veda. Vedanto naam kimu, Vedanto naam Upanishad pramadam. Upanishads are the statements or the extracts of the Vedas. So Vedanta Darshan is based on the Vedic corpus, Nigam Shastra. In the same way, this Kashmir Shaiva Darshan is based on the Agam Shastra. Clear? On the basis of this only we can have few questions after this one. After the Acharyas, this is a complete list. I will read the names, and then in the examinations, like you can be asked, write down the 5 names of Acharyas or 5 works of the Kashmir Shaiva Darshan. You can just remember the names which are easily memorable to you. First, you can see that like Trayambak Nath. Trayambak Nath is the Acharya, and why he is having this kind of name? You see the word itself. When we say Om Trayambakam Yajamahe, कितने लोगों ने सुना है? क्या है ये मंत्र? कौन सा मंत्र है? ओम त्रयंबकम यजामहे. तो त्रयंबक वहीं से है. त्रयंबक का मतलब अगेन त्रा मतलब त्रि मतलब त्रिक, 3 से जहाँ से आ रहा है वो त्रयंबक नाथ फर्स्ट आचार्य. आमर्दक नाथ सेकेंड. श्रीनाथ. Nath Sampradaya is known for is actually you can say Nath is a complementary word which is used by the Acharyas in their name. So the whole of the name is itself a complement, not the original name. जैसे डायरेक्टर एक पोस्ट है, एक कॉम्प्लीमेंट है, किसी कोई भी वहाँ पर बैठ सकता है. इसी तरीके से प्राइम मिनिस्टर एक पोस्ट है, कोई भी उस पर हो सकता है. इन द सेम वे दिस त्रयंबक नाथ इज अ पोस्ट, अ कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री पोस्ट कैन बी गिवन टू एनी वन हु कैन actually rise up to that level. That is the way of identifying this names of this system. So Trayambak Nath, Amardak Nath, Shri Nath. In the same way Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya is also a post. It's also a complimentary title given to those kinds of persons who are enlightened up to that state. It's not a original name of an individual. ठीक है, जब उस लेवल पे सिद्ध होने लगते हैं आप, तो वो व्यक्ति वहाँ पर उस पदवी से सुशोभित होता है. वो एक पद है, एक कॉम्प्लीमेंट है. सोमानंद, उत्पल देव, यहाँ तक आपके क्या थे, ये पद थे, ठीक है. दिस वन इज द कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री पोस्ट. आफ्टर दिस यू आर फाइंडिंग द नेम्स ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल. सोमानंद, उत्पल देव, लक्ष्मण गुप्त, अभिनव गुप्त, अत्रि गुप्त, श्री मच्छंद नाथ. अगेन दिस इज द बिलोंगिंग टू दिस वन. श्री, जितने में नाथ लगा हो वो सब कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री टाइटल्स हैं. जितने ये नाम अलग से हैं, दीज आर द नेम्स ऑफ द आचार्य, individualistic persons, identities, and you can remember them easily. Somanand, Utpal Dev, Lakshman Gupta, Abhinav Gupta, Atri Gupta. Then Somnath, Shambhunath, Shivanandanath, they are also belonging to the same complementary titles. Then we find the mention of the female acharyas. In the same way, in the Nigam Shastra we have the names of Rishikas. केवल ऋषि ही नहीं है निगम में, ऋषिकाएं भी हैं. नेम वन ऋषिका, किसी का नाम पता है? गार्गी, मैत्रेयी, दे आर द ऋषिकाज ऑफ द वैदिक कॉर्पस. इनका शास्त्रार्थ है, इनकी प्रॉपर कहाँ स्टोरीज हैं. जब शास्त्रार्थ हुआ है उसमें कौन कौन से प्रश्न पूछे गए हैं, ठीक है. ऋषि की तरह ऋषिकाज हैं. इन द सेम वे इन आगम शास्त्र ऑल्सो वी आर हैविंग फीमेल आचार्याज ऑल्सो. सो ही फ्रॉम हियर यू आर फाइंडिंग द नेम्स ऑफ फीमेल आचार्याज. केयूरावती, मदनिका, कल्याणिका, these are the names of the few female acharyas. Then you can see Vasugupta Nath, again belonging to the same tradition. Then here again you are finding few names of individual like Kallat, Kshemaraj, Yogaraj, Varadaraj, Mahat Balak. These are the names of the individual. So you can remember easily any 5 names which are belonging to the this literature of Kashmir Shaivadarshan or Agamic literature. It's not only Kashmir Shaivadarshan, it is coming from whole of the Agamic literature. So that's why I am telling you, wherever you are finding the word Nath at the end, that is a complementary title, and wherever you are not finding this word Nath at the end, then that is the name of individual. And among the individuals also there are some male scholars, some female scholars. So आचार्याज, आचार्य भी हैं और आचार्याएं भी हैं, ठीक है. And here you can find few of the works of Kashmir Shaivadarshan. For example, Shivadrashti, Pratyabhijya Karika, Ishwar Pratyabhijya Vimarshini, Pratyabhijya Hridayam. These are the belonging to the same first school, that is recognition system, Pratyabhijya. Spanda Karika deals with the Spanda system. Vijnana Bhairav, Tantralok, Swachhand Tantra, Mahartha Manjari, Krama Strotra is dealing with the Krama system. Malini Vijayottar Tantra, I told you na, Malini, Siddha, Namak and Malini Shastra, dealing with the dual cum non-dual state. Malini Vijayottar Tantra. So these are few of the works of Kashmir Shaivadarshan which are coming from the Agamic literature. Now we can have few questions according to that, whatever we have studied. Like if you are being asked in the exam, like explain the concept of trick as per Kashmir Shaivadarshan, तो क्या बनना होगा? What would be the answer? Trick. How many trikas are there? 4. कौन से? First one, शिव, शक्ति, नर, अड़ु और जीव. Second one, para, apara and para apara. Then third, bhed, first is abhed, then bhed, then bheda abhed. Last, siddha, namak and malini. Write down the names of 5 acharyas of Kashmir Shaivadarshan. Any 5 names you can remember to write in the exam. In the same way, write down any 5 works related with Kashmir Shaivadarshan which are easy to remember, you can remember. Now we can have few fill in the blanks, like there are how many agamas? Total 92 agamas. There are how many branches of literature of Kashmir Shaivadarshan? 4 branches, Pratyabhijya, Kul, Kram and Spand. Number of Rudra Shastras 18. Bhairav Shastras are 64. Shaiva Shastras are 10 in number. Fine. So this is sufficient for this lecture. Thank you.